Democrats come up with this crazy stuff about banning certain rifles that are popular. Rifles fix magazines, illegal transfers, you need FFL, all that. Okay. If you like this video, hit the subscribe button down there. It doesn't cost you anything. Subscribe anyway if you're not a subscriber. We'd love to have you on board. And I'm going to crawl down to my archives here. I got a lot of these laying around here somewhere. Now, the reason why I really got involved with this one, because I was waiting to see someone actually look into this a little bit differently. And apparently, not everybody has. So, I'm going to. Democrats do not obey the laws they write. They write laws against the American people. Democrats and these rhino Republicans who hold on to their coattails there for some reason have a problem here. Problem is to ban all firearms, not just the semi-automatics. They're just a start. There's a lot more than just that. They're just going to work their way down. Now, they want to ban firearms. Well, the interesting thing about that is that since they want to ban firearms, why is it that every time they want to push some type of outrageous gun laws, they're out there breaking the laws? And here's the best part about it. The anti-gun groups are right alongside of them. But when everybody gets caught, it's silence. And I want to read this real quick to you. This goes back to the Fast and Furious. The Fast and Furious scandal was a botch in 2009, 2011, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, at Explosive, or ATF. The operation with agents allow illegal gun sales to straw purchasers to track weapons in Mexico drug cartels. The strategy, known as the gun walking operation, failed to track hundreds of firearms which later appeared at crime scenes, including murder, the U.S. border agent Brian Terry. Now, the operation in Phoenix ATF supervisor permitted approximately 2,000, including AK-47 variants, to be purchased illegally, hoping to dismantle high-level trafficking networks. Am I right? The operation in Phoenix ATF failed, tackling controversy to inhibit the plan. The ATF failed the property track weapons once they crossed the Mexican border. Failed consequences in December 2010. 2 weapons from the operation were found at a scene at Agent Brian Terry murder. The gun also appeared in various crime scenes in Mexico, including the kidnappers, murders of Mexican official brothers. Political fallout. Justice Department initially denied the tactics, later withdrawing their statement in 2012. Attorney General Eric Holder became the first sitting Attorney General to be held in contempt of Congress after refusing to turn over documents leading to President Obama's invoked executive privileges. In other words, they shut the whole damn thing down. They shut it down to keep everything quiet. Over 14,000 weapons from the operation were never recovered. Actually, it's a lot more than that. Now, they want to take your firearm away. They want to take everybody else's firearm away. And they were willing to do any means they can, even by using a foreign entity or foreign government, to come in the United States through 13 AGAs in 13 states by the governors, controlled by the Democratic Party platform. It's the entire Democratic Party is in control of these 13 states. California, Connecticut, Delaware, Hawaii, Maryland, Massachusetts, New Jersey, New York, Illinois, Minnesota, Virginia, Washington State, and District of Columbia. Well, so we're going to have a foreign entity come in here and literally get rid of these manufacturers, sue them right out of the pants, and put more gun laws on top of us, which is now banning all assault weapons, all semi-automatic firearms, all this stuff. Now, this goes back a ways, too. But now, that court case was heard, but the prosecution and Commerce Arms Act, PLCAA Act, which was passed in 2005, which means they cannot sue these manufacturers out of business. But, so that includes Smith & Wesson, which they had to go through a court case. And that is an interesting case to go out, by the way. You can get this online. So it's interesting to read. Now, this is how this gets really, really weird. So the whole time, these states that are controlled by Democrats are pushing outlandish gun control laws because of public safety, which we know what public safety is, GCE, a government-controlled environment, or in other words, slavery. Also, gun control. What is gun control? It's very simple. The 5 fingers are right. Discrimination, separation, isolation, incarceration, and death. The 5 things of gun control. So when you add public safety to it, it controls this whole damn narrative. But they're out breaking the law. They're out breaking the law and blaming you people and myself for all this is going on. The Mexican government's complaining about their people getting killed and murdered and raped and so forth by American guns. American guns were brought over by the government. This gets even better. So the Democrats came with this idea about transfer, possession of firearms, and all this other stuff. Now, you know I mentioned the word possession. This is not a new word here, because this word is old. It goes all the way back to the Biden administration, where they talk about illegally possession of a firearm. Can't make it up. People are just now discovering it just a few weeks ago, or a few days ago, I'm sorry. But this goes all the way back to the Biden administration. See, in other words, it's kind of very simple here. If we could ban all these firearms, we're going to ban the sale, transfer, inheriting, make them all illegal. Well, why don't we go a step further and ban them as possession? So if you hold an illegal firearm, you can go to court, you can go to jail, whatever it may be. That's the fun part about it. So this thing, possession, has always been around. It's just nobody's really picked up on it. Now, I knew that when I heard that. I said, here we go. They're going to push this possession thing again. So if you had this firearm you don't turn it over. They don't have to buy it back. They're going to confiscate it. It's basically exactly what it is. So you hold on to this firearm and you say, well, no, I'm not giving it up. You're in illegal possession of that firearm. You can be incarcerated for it. 5 fingers of gun control. Now, see, that's the thing is, you know, the states who want to ban all these firearms are the same states that create other outrageous gun laws, are the same states that violate the law. They don't listen to the Supreme Court. They don't listen to the Bruin case. They don't listen to the Heller case or any of that stuff. They thumb their nose at the Supreme Court. They thumb their nose at Washington. Thumb their nose at the DOJ. And this goes on down the road. But they want your firearm. They can break all the laws they want. And their gun owners are also silent on it. They don't go out to their own. And you wonder why. You talk about weapons killing people and innocent lives are lost and whatever, but you anti-gun people, you just sit out there and say, oh, we didn't see anything. Democrats come up with a new trick now. This is really neat. They want to, I guess, use AOC as a mouthpiece, like they did with Biden, to impeach 2 justices. One is Clarence Thomas and Samuel Alito. Now, why is that a big deal? Heller, Bruin, and also the this guy right here. But they're making up all kinds of other stuff, saying that he violated this law, he violated that law, they violated this law, the family members, anything they can create. But I looked up a lot of this stuff, it doesn't seem like it's impeachable. So why are they after him? Because they've been stepping on him. Every time they want to push more gun control law, the justices, Thomas and Leo, have constantly stepped on him and said, you can't do this. It's unconstitutional. It violates the Second Amendment. The Democrats have been jumping up down furious over this. These anti-gun control states have been jumping up down furious over this. Now they want to package the course and want to change these justices or get rid of them and put their own justice up there that will reverse all of this. Remove Heller, remove Bruin, remove everything, and put everything back on track so they can ban everything from you and make possession of that firearm illegal, which can incarcerate you. Can't make this stuff up, guys. They don't believe in the Constitution. They don't believe in the Bill of Rights. They don't believe in the Second Amendment. They don't believe in any goddamn thing, that thing. And I mentioned this 1,000 times. This party's been caught with their hand down so much, with so many things they've been involved with, they've been constantly getting caught. Now they're trying to twist everything around to get the pressure off of them. Can't make this stuff up. You can't. Your gun rights hang in a balance. These midterms hang in a bigger balance. Think about it. I understand what the possession part is, because this is not an old thing. It's been around for quite a long time. It's not old. It's been around. Till then, I leave you this. Practice. Hell, take your AR-15, shoot some rounds in the air. What the hell? You take care. Catch you around.